Hello? Can you hear me? Hi. How we doing? So excited. By excited, I mean nervous. Get back into the swing of things. We'll get back into the swing of things. Hello, welcome in everyone. How we doing? Fire, Billy, nice. Fire with first place. It's been a while. Grenade with third, well done. Hello, great almighty one. How you doing, Slink? Hope you're doing well, bud. Okay, so first time that we've had one of these in a little while. Literally just woke up 5 minutes ago to snag that. You're half awake, so that was luck. Ain't no luck about it. Pure skill. You redeemed it before the bot was even awake. Correct. You accessed it before it was supposed to be accessible. You broke in through the back entrance. Thwarted by Twitch freezing. It's tough. Be on later? Yeah, all good. Do what you gotta do. But yes, it's been a little while since we've done any sort of world building. Shall we play in the sandbox a bit? You'll take that compliment. Skill and half consciousness. It's like those like shonen anime or whatever, where it's did you know that you're actually way more skilled than you think that you are, and it's all in your see, it's all in your subconsciousness. But this one character, if they're knocked out, then they become even stronger than they could possibly imagine. Just got back from the gym and grocery store. Done 15k steps today. It hasn't even been. It's not even 11 a.m. Good lord! Excited to chill the rest of the day. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is to kind of answer your question, I've been really active, doing a lot of just setup mostly. And to the point where my phone has even said to messaged me today. It messaged me with, just so you're aware, your habits have changed quite drastically. You're way more active than you used to be. Is something? Well, it didn't say is something wrong, but it felt kind of accusatory. I need to start watching streams half asleep. Clearly, it pays off. Finally up late to watch stream. Hi Shampoo, how you going, bud? If you go to sleep, I always appreciate having you around. It's always a lot of fun, but at the same time, prioritizing health is something that I champion. So as much as I'll miss you, if you've got to look after yourself, no problem. Finally, I feel lazy, but about time. It felt a little bit like that, yeah. Sadly, though, I haven't been active in the way that I've wanted to be. I haven't been able to go back rock climbing since I put it on pause a month ago. I'll see if I can go sometime this week to break the anti-streak. Talking about activity, is the new place farther or closer to my bouldering place? Further away. It adds about 1.5 times travel time. So it's not great for convenience's sake. But travel time was never the disincentive to keep me away from bouldering. It's always been a case of either procrastination or prioritizing other things. Not horrible. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. Is yeah, it adds a little bit more travel time. It's not the end of the world. You got insomnia. You're working on art commission. Yeah, okay, fair. Speaking of working on stuff, I have here a list of 3 things. 3 things that I would like to tackle today. 3 things. Thing 1. We have the name of where the tavern is already. So the tavern exists in a little lagoon area called Talltail Respite. Talltail Respite exists in an underground forest called the Duskwood Hollows. But then I would like to know what the forest is called above ground. Is it a case of like dominant thing and then subdominant, like changing out prefixes and suffixes? So it's called the Duskwood Hollows underneath, but then it's called the Duskwood above. The only problem that I have with this is that it might be a little bit confusing as to what's being spoken about. So I want to come up with a name for the forest above ground. Kind of hand in hand with that, I probably want to come up with a name for the continent that it exists on as well. Because I'm going to be doing a zoom in, essentially, where you look at Brink, then it's the continent, then it's the forest, then it's the Duskwood Hollows, then it's the tavern. Like I want to be able to go like micro, macro, zoom in, zoom out, for the tavern intro. No, what kind of trees are in the forest? Would be the opposite, Brightwood. Oh, I do like that. I do like that. So you've got the Brightwood and then you've got the Duskwood Hollows underneath. Oh, I do like that. I'll put it down as a maybe. The Brightwood. Dawnwood. If giving very literal opposite. I don't necessarily need it to be direct, but Dawnwood and Duskwood actually sounds heckin' thick. The Dawnfoot. Come on, brain. To answer your question, Shampoo, of what kind of trees exist, it's basically a continent worth of forest. Think of it as being, you know how like there are some big land masses that have massive rainforests on them. I know that South America has massive rainforests, the Amazon being like key example. Here in Australia, in Queensland, we've got massive rainforests in Queensland that occupy like a massive footprint of land. I'm imagining something similar with both the potentially Dawnwood and Duskwood, where they span an entire like chunk of land. And if that's the case, then I'd imagine that there'd be quite a bit of biodiversity within that span. I know, for example, in the Talltail Respite, the lagoon area, it's like a little sub-biome within the Duskwood that is primarily weeping willows, and like that kind of bog and marsh tree, like lots of reeds and that sort of thing. In terms of the most prominent tree type, that I'm not sure of yet. Can name it after the trees, because if it's that massive, it would be a forest, not a woods. It's not necessarily called a woods. It's just wood is part of its name. Getting ready for work. We'll be half-lurking. Yeah, all good. Do what you gotta do. So that's the first thing that I want to have a think about. So start circulating ideas as to what we want to do with that. The second idea that I want to have a think about is who serves the drinks in the tavern. We've spoken about it loosely in the past. We kind of spoke about maybe there being like a dwarf in a barrel that has like different compartments in the barrel that like reaches out of the different compartments to serve different drinks and that sort of thing. But I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it. There's something about it that just doesn't feel right. So I want to keep digging. That's the second one. And then the third and final concept that I want to explore today is what the primary currency in Brink... Well, no, sorry, correction. What the primary currency in the tavern is, and how does it work in terms of how you convert one to the other, you know? Like how you convert cents into dollars, or how you convert coppers into silvers into gold, or whatever the system happens to be. World building Wednesday, baby. That's it. That's it. Welcome in. So yes, those are the three that I want to work on today. I'm going to be trying something different with this one because in the past it's just been yapping or it's been just art. I want to try a little bit of a combination between the two. So these are the three concepts that I'm going to have kind of floating in the background whilst I'm fleshing out visuals. Is the plan. A dwarf bartender and a tiefling chef, and there is an unspoken rule to not make short jokes, so you get beat up and kicked out. I like the concept, but we already have a... You'll be lurking back on League Round. Yeah, all good. Do what you got to do. We already have a chef locked in. We don't have a name for them yet, but there's a sentient tree, like treant, in the kitchen that does all the cooking. And it's like, its branches, instead of like being the traditional tree type of like big branches up everywhere, are kind of like woven into the structure of the kitchen. So it can like interact with different stations and stuff all at the same time. For some reason, in my head, I kind of want the bartender to be a ghost. I don't know why. I really, 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 really want them to be a ghost. I can't exactly picture what it would look like. I suppose I'm thinking something similar to an unseen servant from a D&D, maybe? Perhaps? Chef Billy here. Hello, Chef Billy. What are you cooking? If you have an ant in the kitchen, why not a dryad bartender? Yeah, potentially. Steak? Hell yeah. Actually, speaking of Chef Billy, when you get a chance, bud, like absolutely no time pressure, anything, would you be able to pin the new short in chat? It can be like an hour from now, like whenever you're free. It doesn't have to be soon. A dryad bartender, that could work. Kind of like really steeps the tavern in like creepy woods, forest, like Fey territory. Is it like a companion pairing? Is that what you kind of had in mind? Where you've got like the treant and dryad are like one lives inside the other type deal? Since we had Fey Brewery. True. Ties into what we know. Quickly look up helicopter photo above forest. I want to see what kind of perspectives we get. It's all photos of the helicopter. Frick. Photo from above a forest. Said Ghost, and you thought, how about the Dryads? From that time you got reincarnated as a slime, the Dryads are closer to spirits, so they're translucent. Ooh, I like the idea of kind of going in that direction. Like, yeah, like a tree ghost. It's essentially a dryad, but as you say, like it's a spirit that kind of is housed within a tree or set of trees. Interesting. A ghost would be cool, and if it possesses certain items left behind. And if it possesses certain items behind in the tavern, it's always dressed up in mismatched stuff, aka 2 different gloves, hats, shoes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sort of like poltergeist status. It has a bit of well, I mean, obviously it'll have interaction because it needs to mix drinks. I like the idea of the bartender almost acting like a lost and found. Where, as you say, if items get left behind in the tavern, they're kind of just donated to the bartender, and they put on these items as their form of fashion. That's fantastic. I don't quite know where this is from, but it seems to be quite trendy. Bartender could ask for ransom for the items that the owner... Okay, I'll put this to the side for a second. I was just going to start plotting in some landscape, but before that, width of 1080 by 1350, I think, should be a good portrait size. So what are we thinking? If we were to go with like tree spirit or like tree ghost, what kind of visuals? Magic the Gathering Forest Ghost. Let's see if anything comes up. Start the creative juices rolling around in the tumble dryer. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit more zombie-esque. I think this one is just up for interpretation. I think we just we go for it blind. Your power board is dead for your computer. Oh, sorry, bud. But that's a different problem from your monitor, right? Sorry, not to like bring up another thing, but it's not like you've deduced that one is responsible for the other. Internet perfectly cut out when I responded to the ransom comment. Oh no. I was basically saying that that's like a phenomenal idea. It encourages reaction, like it encourages interaction between tavern goers and the bartender. Just need a new cheap board, you think? Yeah, okay. Okay. Hi Aiden, how you doing? A 20 stream streak, good lord. Hell yeah. Hope you're doing well, bud. Twenty-four times already. How's me? Me's good. Me's very good. My back isn't in nearly as much pain. So I'm feeling good. I'm getting things in order. Like I've been going through and cleaning different parts of the new place across the last few days, and I've deduced like, okay, I need this kind of cleaning product, or I need I don't have a mop. I need a mop for like the bathroom and stuff. But I'm going through and like deciphering what I require, and then because I'm set up in the new place, I can open up my commissions again. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Way less stressed than last week. Thank you. Same question to you. How was you? I'm thinking similar to the like the nature spirits from Spirited Away, that are those like little like seed pod masks. I really like that visual. I'm thinking full humanoid. So maybe like adapting that concept a little bit. You're all right? Sleepy though? Need to also go through stuff later. Yeah, fair. How early is it for you at the moment? Not early, late. It would be late for you. Yep. Sorry, bud. If you've got to disappear at any point to just sleep, no stress whatsoever. You don't need to let me know if you just got to bounce. Absolutely no stress whatsoever. Always happy to have you, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, look after yourself. Okay, I'm thinking we have a hood potentially on the figure that has almost like a dried leaf look. Would even go with like an orangey red to it potentially. So for full context, we're currently working through a list today. We've got a list of 3 things. We want to come up with a name for the forest that is above the Duskwood Hollows, because the Duskwood Hollows, where the tavern is like an underground forest that's situated in a bunch of sinkholes. We want like the above ground version. I'm currently sitting on Dawnwood that was recommended by Fire. I really like the ring of that. But I'm still up for suggestions for names. Then the second thing that we're working on at the moment is this won't stop harassing you until thank you. 10 months? It's been 10 months. It's almost been a year? What? Good Lord. Yeah, a year is about right. Still though, time flies. Fantastic. The punctured plains. Oh, okay. So it's barren on top with all of the vegetation underneath. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. We could have the Dawn Plains to potentially marry the 2 ideas together. Like the Dawn Plains on top and then the Duskwood underneath, potentially. Or the waterfalls below. Ah, brilliant. Yeah, of course it would. Yeah, so it like yeah, all of the nutrients sinks. Yeah. No, I do like that. I do like that a lot. Okay, I'm going to quickly write that down before I forget. Punctured plains? Nutrition goes to DW, Duskwood. Dawn Plains feels canon. I like the feeling. The feeling feels good. It's a little abstract. Like, so Bahali, explain why it feels good. I don't know, feeling in my brain. But it's true. Actually brilliant though, Billy. Thank you. That's heckin' cool. Hi, Scarl. How you doing? 46 times? Good Lord. These numbers just keep growing. How you doing, bud? How's your day been? Billy's explanation solidifies it. That grounds it a bit. You're the best at world building when it's not your world. Aren't we all? We get to being arbiters over something that we don't like. As soon as it's something that belongs to you, there's this feeling of, I don't know, like stakes involved. Like, I could ruin this, you know? Whereas as soon as it's somebody else's creation, all of the notes flying out of nowhere. Hi Fred, how you doing? Welcome in, Vid. How'd you go? How was stream? Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well, bud. Hi bud, how you doing? How'd you go? What'd you get up to? Good stream. For once you knew what to draw. Hell yeah. well, if you've got access to what you were working on, I would love to see. You could also totally be like, well, Marley, you're gonna have to watch my VODs, and that would be fair. Thanks to me, you always cross your steak. It's just a visual thing. It's just a visual thing. But honestly, it makes me feel like the steak is tastier. Had a roleplay session late last night. Wanted to draw an adversary you met. Your character called him the Fisher King of the Swamp. Oh, sick. That's awesome. It reminds me of if you've played a game called... Why am I thinking Insomnia? It's not a card game where you are stuck in a cabin. Why can't I think of the name? Inscription. There we go. We got there. Thank you, Billy. Thank you as well. Reminds me of a boss in Inscription called the Fisher. Really, 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 really cool. His theme is actually one of my favorites in the game. I highly, Vid, if you get an opportunity, if you just look up the Fisher theme Inscription into Google and listen to that, I don't promise anything because like I can't promise anything, but hopefully you get supremely inspired by the soundtrack. It's heckin' cool. It's really, really, really cool. But that sounds sick. That's awesome. Some of the greatest visuals come from just like tabletop games where people have been like, that was sick. I want to draw that, what we just experienced. No promises. Well, I can't be like, you're going to think of X, Y, and Z, because I don't know. It might make you think of nothing. What kind of items do you think the tree spirit would have adorning them? And we've got to think of a name for them as well. Heck, I suppose that's one of the many the many wonderful things about having a world building stream is we can decide on these things. Little acorns, a small tied up stick bundle. Oh, yep. Acorn bells? Yeah, potentially so. Hi Yumi, how you doing? A knife, moss, those plastic rings that come from... Okay, maybe not the plastic rings for immersion's sake, but I do like there being a knife, just like maybe not embedded in them. My immediate inner edgelord was like, oh yeah, we'll have like a knife sticking out of their head or something. Maybe not to that degree. I do like the moss though. Or we could have little mushrooms like growing out of the shoulders and stuff. Struggled to get out of bed today, but you made it. Glad. Is it something about today specifically? Could make the mushrooms match the purple ones about the tavern. Yeah, could do. Kind of gives it like a homegrown feel. Before I forget, Vid, one, please, if you've got any art techs, I would love to see. But two, if you've got to look after yourself after your stream, if you have to go grab food, water, sleep, whatever it happens to be, please look after yourself. Just the brain rats chewing one of those days. Yeah, that's fair. I had that last night. Very much so struggled to get to sleep. Personally don't like the excessive body mushrooms. Some classy ones up the arm could be cool, like the item from Helianas. Yeah, no. It wouldn't be to the point where they're like a mushroom creature. It would just be like a garnish. Happy to have some comfy vibes here, though. Of course. Posting on social. Yeah, you can pay the art tax after. Yeah. Take your time. Thought the knife would be great because you know how adventurers slice notches into trees to mark their way. They could have collected it. Yeah, okay. I like the idea of it having tattoos. Sorry, this kind of is tangentially related to what you've just said. I like the idea of the tree, the spirit having tattoos that look like tree markings. Or potentially scars, yeah. Carvings, yeah. This is completely random, but hey, it's on the brain at the moment, so we're talking about it. Just before, I was listening to somebody breaking down the paranormal activity movies. Like, this is what happened in them. Like, explaining like this is the spirit. Like, this is what happened. Blah 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 blah. And watching their enthusiasm throughout the explanation dive off of a cliff because it got more and more convoluted and made less and less sense, and I had to kind of excuse the decision making of the creature with like more and more elaborate explanations was very funny. It wasn't even staged like that. It wasn't like they'd intentionally structured the video to kind of take that nosedive, but it just kind of naturally played out. Very, very funny to watch. I love Jamothy was carved onto his cousin. Onto his cousin? As in the Dryad's cousin? I'm confused. Wouldn't his cousin be a tree? Oh, potentially so. As in, like, that's a story that this character has, is that their cousin has I love Jamothy, like, written into them. Law? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just confused for a second. bartenders always have like random stories they tell. True. Sorry, I was in like character visual feature mode. So I was following. I was like, yeah, okay, so I Love Jamathy is written on his cousin? It locked my brain down for a second. You've cooked an amazing steak, turned into a steak sandwich with egg and cheese. Ooh, delicious, yeah. Oh, what's the chocolate bar from Willy Wonka? It's the Scrum-Diddly-Umptious bar, I think. Scrum-Diddly-Umptious steak sandwich. Okay, so I want that wood grain effect, but not to a horrendous degree. Sleep mayhaps with a 16. I reckon there's some sleep in your future. Sleep it shall be. Good luck. You got this. Look after yourself, bud. Enjoy your sleep. Rest well. We still need a name for this guy. What kind of name would a druid have? Not a druid, a dryad wood spirit have. Have a good rest of strength. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I hope sleep comes quick. Oh, welcome back, Billy. desire is to have these little portraits done up within the one stream. That way I can plug them into the Discord as little portrait headshots of the characters that we built. Because there have been many instances of me wanting to get about completing these characters, but it just hasn't happened. So containing it within the one stream should help immensely. Before you sleep, what kind of wood? Yeah, that's a good point. Shampoo was asking something similar before about what kind of wood would be most prevalent within the duskwood. Similar to an oak, I'd imagine. Yeah, because the treant in the kitchen is like an oak tree. Yeah. So if it's a matching pair, then it would stand to reason that the dryad would be made of like a spiritual oak. Or it could be the case that instead of it being a matching pair in that regard, it could be like for a bit of variety. Or what would I go with then? For variety's sake. I still think oak. Like the tree that I'm picturing in my head this character having come from is very similar to like the elder tree from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, like the big tree temple, and that in my heart is an oak tree. So Deku, yeah. Tangent but slightly relevant. We have a coagulation instrument that runs on a DOS program. So your fellow lab techs, and you've decided to call it Moses because it's so old it's biblical. I thought you were going to go Moses because it parts the when you say a coagulation instrument, you don't mean the blood separation instrument, right? That's something else entirely, because I was going to say like that very like parting of the Red Sea, is it not? But a bit too cute on my part. Dryas means oak in Greek. Heckin' perfect then. Vris. Vris means oak? That's niche. That's niche information that I need to tuck away for later. Bit on the nose. You'd hope not. You'd hope that the instrument is quite contained so none of the blood gets in your nose. Sorry. Cut myself. Reminds you of the NPC Pine a little bit too. Yeah, after I started rendering out some of the facial features, it did dawn on me that there were some similarities. I hope you don't mind. I can chuck it and change it to something else. Like, we're not too deep in. If you want me to change it up a bit. That's a centrifuge, but that is a great idea. You'll present it to them today. It'd be a fun thought, fun little, what's he, pun. Not at all. You like it? Okay. I'd usually be a bit more sensitive to it, but what's he? It's a community project. Like I wouldn't even say that this character is mine per se. It is ours. You're so tickled. That's fantastic. You're welcome. Gonna have to throw more instrument names at me in the future. Of course. I won't say I'm the best at puns, but I enjoy trying to think of them at the very least. Our character, yeah, exactly. Play the Soviet anthem. It's what I find to be fun about these community projects is that there's no like there's a degree of, I don't know, needing to be careful about not stepping on other people's toes with personal projects where you're like, the idea's kind of been done before, like I can't really, whereas with these big group projects, it's like, no, just like chuck it in the pot, you know? How would I equate it? It's almost like hiding your working. We're both sitting at a desk working, you know, shoulder to shoulder, and I'm covering my notes like, oh, don't copy me or whatever. It doesn't matter in group projects. It's the collaborative process, I think, is the thing that I'm trying to describe. I'm enjoying the collaborative process. Like, I wouldn't have come up with this. It was purely based off of Shampoo's recommendation of kind of doubling down on the tree motif. Back from leaguing. Welcome back. Did you win? No, you didn't. Oh, well, that's okay. A bunch of nerds anyway. Who needs to win? The temptation is so high. The temptation is so high. Whenever I lose in Pokemon, in Champions, whenever I lose a 2v2, the immediate first knee-jerk reaction is, oh, well, they got lucky or whatever. And then I have to stop myself and be like, no. They may have gotten lucky, but I misplayed here, they read me on this, blah, 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 blah. Had a top lane player going 3-10, blaming you for it. You were going positive. I mean, it's always super complicated in team games because like other people's performances can actually impact your performance and have an impact on your stats. But also you could just be throwing, well, not throwing, but you could be underperforming and like doing really poorly and you feel embarrassed, so you're lashing out at other people and like, hey, 3-10, but it's your fault or whatever. It's always difficult to deduce like whose quote unquote fault it is. Picture the punctured plains tier, like African savanna a little bit. Yeah, potentially. With the trees that do this kind of business, where they're really shallow. When I say shallow, I mean like short trees that have like the horizontal. Yeah. Really like savanna trees. They're cool. They're heckin' cool. I completely agree. All right, anyways, beside the point, what lore have we been creating? Well, we've got three lore things that we're working on at the moment. We've got, we're working on Name of the Forest above the Duskwood Hollows. We're potentially looking at crossing out forest and replacing that with plains. Because it makes sense that the nutrients from the top layer has all drained into the bottom layer. So you've got the Duskwood Hollows, which is the forest underneath. Then above, it's kind of, it's more of a, what's the word? There's another word for plains that I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, so we're looking at replacing that with plains. We've come up with a dryad character to serve drinks at the bar, which I really like. And then we're also going to have to think about what the primary currency in the tavern is. That'll be later in the stream. Grasslands? No, there's another word for it. Plains. Synonyms. Why are all websites so heckin' bright? Prairie, maybe? It's not quite right. Flatland, yeah, there we go. Hi, Grain, how you doing? Not too bad. Lucky number 7. It's a good number, don't worry about it. It's been an hour already. I've done stuff. This is so beautiful. Yeah, it's just a little guy. We need to come up with a name for this little guy. It's a dryad that serves drinks behind the bar. Metasec? I don't want to put meta in the name because I'll either think of like video game metas or I'll think of the Facebook company, and I don't want to think about either. I like the feeling of it though. Has almost like a like an Aztec feeling, a little bit. You don't know why, but this gives a bit of TOH vibes, almost. TOH. The old something. TOH. What would TOH be? Art tax? Hell yeah! I'll give it a look. Funny, everyone is hating the company, but their products are so popular that everyone also using those. Yeah, I mean, I can have a problem with something and still use the product. Ooh, the Fisher King. Hell, so sorry, that's not your fault. That's mine. Oh god, thesaurus.com. Stop. How good is this? Erno, the Fisher King of Pietrapenata. Pietrapenata? So good. So good. Vid, you're brilliant. Oh. I love how disheveled his clothes are. It's heckin' fantastic. Glorious. And the bounty that has been collected. Oh, incredible. Guys, if you have Mastodon, please go and check out Vid stuff, please, and on Twitch as well. But that's going without saying. But so good, so I love how you've done like the massive fish without having to sit there rendering out each of the fish. That it's really effective. It's done really, really, really well. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing. I know, right? A lot of text this time. No, of course. Sometimes you need like a title descriptor, you know? Or you can think of it as Tomb of Horrors. It's not Tomb of Horrors, I don't think. I mean, it could be. The Owl House. Ah, yes, the Owl House, of course. Yeah, I can see that actually. very similar to that like style of character. Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that. Of course, Vid, of course. Now, before I forget, it was short for Metasakia, which is a dusk redwood that roots in caves. Oh, that's really cool. I mean, we could abbreviate it. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. A little bit too awkward. But before I keep going, it's been an hour and then I've run over by a couple of minutes as well. So I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do my stretches, especially with how sore my back is at the moment. I'm gonna do my stretches, walk around, grab some water. I recommend that you do the same if you've been sat down for the past hour and you haven't moved around too much. I recommend getting up, moving around a little bit. I'm gonna run 3 minutes of ads in the meantime, so we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the next hour. I'll see you soon. Be happy. Back a little bit early. Just a little bit early. I guess. 2 months? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just dawned on me that your first month would have been in the month would have been in the move. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Hi, how you doing? How was your day? Your day was rough. No work tomorrow, so the future looks bright. Hey, glad to hear. Obviously not about the first bit, but how am I? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Things are slowly coming together. Oh, I've got a new light in the background. I forgot to point that out before. That new stream feature. It seems small, but it's just kind of indicative of like things falling into place, which I'm happy about. You like great? Yeah, me too. Me too. Sent through a little sketch you did in your sketchbook during your study period art in the Discord. Yeah, I'll give it a look after. Sorry, I'll give it a look during the next break. I need to be consistent. It was just the most recent break. It still counts. Excuse you didn't. Probably should have been doing work. Hell yeah. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. My back has healed up considerably compared to a couple of days ago. I hadn't injured it per se, but I could feel that one of the, like, a disc in my lower back was screaming at me. So I needed to not do anything for 24 hours because otherwise I've got so many examples in my family of people being like, this back's probably fine, and then like absolutely detonating their back. Like my uncle has a permanent back injury from when he was like 17 or something from lifting weights. I can't do that to myself. So as frustrating as it was, I haven't been productive over the last couple of days. But today I was allowed to be a little bit productive, which I appreciated. Brick spines. That's what I'm saying. Why are they got to be so temperamental? Nah, I can't complain too much. My spine does a lot for me. Wasn't expecting to take a full hour on it. It was meant to be quick. I mean, that's all of my artwork, is it not? I only intend to spend a week on this. A million years. Or stressed? Yeah, basically. I was Link in Breath of the Wild, where I'd been put into a catatonic state for 100 years. Spoilers. It's explained in the first 5 minutes of the game. Knees and spines are the worst evolutionary designs humans have. Yes, but also they're part of what kind of give us an advantage over a lot of the rest of the animal kingdom. So I can't be too harsh. More celebration. 20 stream streak. Hot damn. Cows are streaking all over the place. Take care of my back. Have arthritis in yours. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I can't whinge too much. Evolution never promised the best. It promised just good enough. It promised solved the problem. What's this piece that I'm working on? Well, I've got a list of 3 things that I want to do today. One, I want to come up with a name and concept for what exists above where the tavern is. Like, the Duskwood Hollows is an underground forest, right? So if it's underground, then there's something above ground, right? So I want to come up with a name. We're thinking of it being like a set of plains, perhaps. Because if the underground bit is a forest, then it makes sense that the above ground bit doesn't get a lot of nutrients because it all drains into the forest underground, right? So maybe a plains on top or like a flatlands. So that's one. Second thing is the portrait that I'm working on is the person who serves drinks in the tavern. So we've decided that it's a dryad, like spirit creature, but we need to come up with a name still. So if anybody has like a name that comes to mind, I'd love to explore. I'm still fishing for those. And then the last thing that I'd like to get to later on in the stream is what currency is used in the tavern primarily, and how does it work? A lot has happened while I was away these past 100 years. I know. I'm so sorry, Zelda. I was snoozing. I was getting in those big Z's. Also learning animation from your art class. So you want to create an animated short for your final? Created a ball that bounces so far? Disney should hire you from that. Yes. Have you learned about elasticity and potential energy turned into kinetic energy and stuff? Yeah, it's cool. It's heckin' cool. Inspired by shampoo, you like sequia? I didn't see the abbreviation of sequia. My only hesitation, shampoo, with that is maybe it being a mouthful for people. Because I want this to be a character that's like adopted by everyone, right? Like everybody knows about this character, like Sequia potentially, and like being able to interact with them and stuff. But if people are like falling over the name a little bit too much, that could maybe. I mean, we could always, as a community, like reinforce it. Be like, it's pronounced Sequia, and just kind of drill that into everyone. Hawthorne, Drifts, Ada, ooh, Fred. Fred is a strong contender. I do like Hawthorne. It's not as like fantasy coded, but that's fine. Like it's normie. It's normie speak enough for most people to be able to pick it up. You took animation class in year 9, so you kind of remember some fundamentals from that. Let's go simple then, David. Billy came up with Sequia. You can't take credit. Yeah, okay, fair. Hecora. Hawthorn is a type of tree. Yeah, I'm familiar with the hawthorn tree. I do like the feeling. The feeling feels right, I think. Like it had that satisfying click sound in my head. If it's female, you'd suggest Paula. I haven't really decided on a gender for it, I guess. I hadn't really thought of it as being a gendered thing. Hawthorn does feel nice. Feels like the green stuff. Yeah, exactly. Always confuse chlorophyll and chloroform. Never confuse chlorophyll and chloroform. Rookie mistake. Honestly, their gender could just be a mystery with the mask like that. Yeah, well, I just think like an unseen servant or something in like constructs and like nature beings and stuff like that. They don't tend to be gendered. Could do heath or heather. Plants need a lot of stuff. You're an expert gardener. Are you? Or heather could be different with the Y, potentially. Heather. Yeah, could work. With enough of either, you can still achieve the same result. Yeah, I suppose. I don't think all of the chloroform in the world could resuscitate a plant. plants need our hairs and nails, do they? Half a year is nuts. Half a year is nuts, Jade. What? Excuse me? Hey, Tom Bud. Tying up the rich heiress you have adopted. Okay, do you prefer grass or leaves? I also have matcha. I also have matcha is wild. When you clean up your brushes or clip nails, you bury it in the soil to give your plants nitrogen. Yeah, okay. Well, straight to the pit with your pretender. Hey, Tom Bud. How's life? Yeah, doing good, doing good. My back's feeling a lot better than the last couple of days. I'm thriving. Officially moved to only working 3 days of the week in the office. So you have 2 days to commit to taking on more commission works. That's so good. That's so good, Jade. No, honestly, that's sick. I'm super happy for you. That's awesome. What are you going to do with your first day of freedom? Enjoy your lurk, Squid. It's coming up soon. You're 1 year of following me. When... I remember you following back when I was doing the Pokemon Nuzlocke. I just don't remember the actual day. July 11th. Yeah, okay. Probably work on an official commission pricing chart so you don't have to be so loosey-goosey each time. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Something I should work on as well, coming up with like charts and stuff. I need a streaming chart for like when I go live and stuff. I do have it set up in my schedule underneath in my like about section and stuff, but I need a graphic that I can just throw at people. Who's our barky friend? The bartender in the tavern. We're finally trying to actually lock it down. Who serves drinks? We've got a little laundry list, Jade. I'll catch you up. So here's the world building that we want to do today. We want the name of and we've changed it to a plains biome above the Duskwood Hollows. We want to come up with a name for that. We've got like the punctured plains or the dawn plains, something like that. I like the idea of the dawn plains and the Duskwood Hollows. Like it has, I don't know, a bit of synergy to it that I really enjoy. So we've got this dryad character, potentially Heather, potentially for the character behind the bar. Really liking how that's coming along. And then we have spoken about currency in the past, but I really want to nail down what the main currency is in the tavern and how it functions. Like, is it a copper, silver, gold situation? Is it just like a coin, like the coin? Have 3 of the coin, you know, in order to pay for that. How does it work? So we'll go through that a little bit later. The Dawnlands. Ooh. Dawnlands feels a little bit too... The Dawnlands doesn't feel like it has a counterpart, I suppose, is my hesitation there. Because if you've got the Dawnlands and the Duskwood Hollows... yeah. It feels like Dawnlands is like the main thing, and then the Duskwood Hollows is like a subsidiary thing belonging to it. Whereas I almost want it to be a yin and yang situation. What if the wooden bar top itself is a relative of the bartender? Kind of grim and amusing. Well, that's kind of what we were talking about before. There's an oak tree treant in the kitchen that does all the cooking. Hence why we went with the dryad creature for the bartender. That way there's like a bit of interplay between like the kitchen and the front. I really like the idea. Can't go wrong with gold. Is Hethra weird? I wouldn't say it's weird. I would just say that it'll be difficult to get everybody to adopt it. Is the thing. Like we need the least amount of resistance for like big names in the tavern. That way everybody can like pick them up really quickly and start using them really quickly. Daybreak Drylands. Daybreak Drylands, Duskwood Hollows. Yeah, I can kind of see what you are doing, where it gives it the same degree of like grandiosity to the other, and it's not necessarily like positive negative interaction with like Dawn and Dusk. It's kind of tangentially interplayed. Dawn Meadow Heights. Yeah, like the complete opposite, yeah. and then Jade's gone in the opposite direction with really playing into the like the true yin and yang of the two names. You resist everything. Can't tell me what to say. Not a real tavern keeper. But you know what I mean. How about Thorn? Oh, you know what, Billy? Can we put up a poll? I like Heather and I like Hawthorn. Those two. So we're locking it in. Either Heather, but with the Y, or Hawthorn. How much is a CD reader? An external CD drive is about $25. I've looked it up. Brightmoor Prairie. Brightmoor Prairie. Brightmoor Prairie. Let's chuck in Brightmoor Prairie. I do like Prairie. Billy's. Where was it? Daybreak Drylands. Okay, so we've got the two names up now. If you have a preference between Hawthorn and Heather, put your vote in, because it will matter. Whatever we end up with, we're locking in. You got yours for $10. Works great. Well, that's the thing, is that that's the external hard drive, right? Whereas if you just get like a hard drive just without all the bells and whistles, that's something else entirely. It's presumably a lot cheaper. You two choose to wrath in the face of your own solution. Just because I'm right. Punctured Plains feels a little cheesy, but you still like it. I'm a little less enthusiastic about Punctured Plains, but it did get us going in the right direction, I feel. Hi Digi, how you doing, bud? Digi, to catch you up to speed, we're coming up with names for the plains that are above the Duskwood Hollows. So the Duskwood Hollows is the forest that the tavern is in. And we deduced that if there's a forest underneath, it's presumably sapping all of the nutrients in the area down into the sinkholes. So then presumably on top, it would be like a plains or a wasteland or something like that. Like a flatlands, a savanna, something. So we're coming up with a name for the top section. We're sorting out who the barkeep is, the person who actually serves the drinks. We're deciding between two names right now in the poll. So if you have a preference for either Heather or Hawthorn, for one of those two names to lock in, that's getting locked into cement as we speak. And then the third and final thing that we're going to try and tackle with this stream is what the currency is in the tavern, the main one, like the primary currency. And what it looks like, how it works, all that jazz. This is the person serving drinks, correct? Yep. You may have spelled Heather wrong. It's okay. It gets the point across. Not certain, but it can't be difficult to rig an optical drive into your motherboard. It's not difficult, but the problem is it's not difficult, but it's the lack of difficulty on their part that I have an issue with. I don't need to necessarily have every motherboard come with a CD drive, but I do ask that all PC cases come with a CD drive slot in them by default. Because right now, I wouldn't be able to install a CD drive in this thing even if I wanted to. I would have to go with an external one because there's no slot. Like I can't feed my CD into anything. I'd be like, eat up, and turn it into shards of glass. There's a 30% discount if you get a splinter in your drink. But there's a drunk dwarf who's always brings a packet of toothpicks. Oh no, the classic, like, I brought like a little snaplock bag full of flies that I can drop into my soup. A hacksaw. Yeah, don't get me, there are solutions. There are always solutions. But I want them to provide the solutions instead of forcing me to go out of my way to solve their problems. Buttons on my trigger. No, I'm not triggered. For the currency, solidus. The Roman carat originated from the solidus, a gold coin weighing 24 carat seeds, each about 0.2 grams. System was used to measure gold purity, with 24 carat representing pure gold. The term carat comes from the Greek keratin, which comes meaning carob seed, and was later adopted in medieval Europe. Yeah, sure. Well, that's kind of what I was talking about before, is maybe instead of there being a like a dollar and cent system or a copper, silver, gold system, potentially having just like the single currency coin, whatever it happens to be. So I do like that as a potential, because locking it into like a set single thing reduces the complexity down in a good way. Because like the channel points, the channel points don't have nuance to them. It's you have X amount, right? You have X amount of channel points. It's not like you can be like, well, you have 30 copper channel points, 20 silver channel points, and 400 gold channel. Like it doesn't work like that. So having a universal currency, I think, would be quite good. Instead of gold, silver, bronze, it could be grumps, snibs, and toots. How many toots do you have on you at in this time of need? I understand your desperation, but it requires at least 3 toots. You can see this piece being tweaked into a happy face and uses a happy emote. Ooh, I do like that. Yeah. Toots could be fun.
Please, sir, I only have 4 toots to my name. I'm a poor blighter, you see. Just a little guy.
I need to... Not inspired by anybody in particular, but I need to look up pictures of moths. Specifically side on if possible. I see what I've done. What if you gave it Hyotoko lips? I'm not familiar. Trade beans with 3 beans for 1 toot, please. Oh God, that's very funny. And then two toots for a single bellow, I think. Blight. Yes. My D&D players are dealing with a blight plague at the moment. Actually for real. It's a good time. do recall one of the players immediately suffering from a stack of exhaustion just from whiffing the stuff. Chef's kiss. His leaves trembling. Oh no. Currency in Vietnam is dong. Technical term on a million is mega. So if you have a million dong, you have a mega dong. Oh, glorious. 3 dreads. 3 dreads get up and leave. Chef cowers, his leaves trembling. 3 dreads get up and leave. I'm confused. Dryad. Oh, dryads. 3 dryads. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yep. No, that might be. It's like, wait, what? It's a type of Japanese mask, the one with the whistling mouth. Ah, the one that looks sideways with the... Yeah. I'm familiar. I mean, I would, but... Vibin'. Bottle isn't having a good time, but you're having a... Well, I think Bottle's having a good time, to be honest. A bit on the nose, don't you think? Yeah. But I mean, aren't all puns? Because we heard someone say, like, yeah. No, as soon as I pieced it together, I knew what you were talking about again. So, what am I doing? How does one moth from a sideways angle? Is it because wings too small? Or body that big? I think that's the issue. And head too stickety outity, I think, as well. We have a winner? Did we? What? I didn't see the result. What was the result? I wasn't looking. Hawthorne? Okay, lock it in. Boom. Currency might be used in all of Bring, not just the squid. Yeah, yep. That's the idea, is that it's like, it's a universal currency. The main one used in the tavern, but sees wide use everywhere else as well. Hi Biz, how you going, bud? I've walked battlefields where the crows went fat on kinder souls than his. I've seen villagers made action, rivers run red with the work of monsters, and still none have carved a wound through the world so deep as the man I would have you hunt now. Track him to whatever cursed hollow he skulks in, drag him screaming from whatever pit birthed him, and when his black heart stills, we may all breathe a little easier. 50 toots now, and 100 more when you bring me his head. 50 toots for a simple bounty job. Sign me up. Off to work. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Thank you, Fire. Good luck at work. Have fun, okay? Have fun with Moses. Hey, gone, Biz. How you been? Sorry, I kind of disappeared off the face of the earth for about a month. I've been moving, but I'm back to streaming again, so I should be back in circulation for a bit. Is the currency going to be a tangible concept or something unique to the world? It'll be tangible in the sense that it's going to be what the channel points are called. There are going to be visuals that go along with them. We'll come up with, in the same way that we're coming up with like a character headshot for Hawthorne. And we'll have like a little breakdown of like Hawthorne's responsibilities, what they like, dislike, blah, 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 blah. The similar things with the currency will add nuance to it. Perfect voice, right? Well, I had to. That's a lot of beans. Literally, Kay was saying that before. The toots to beans conversion rate is quite high. You too? Yeah. He's life stuff happens. Life stuff happens. I hope you're doing well. For a couple of years, you've heard a great horned owl outside your window hooting, and now for the first time you hear another owl responding. They're chatting it up non-stop. Well, I mean, that's good, right? It's always good to be social. Hi, Noel. Hey, Goldbud. Welcome. How's your day? You know, you offered spools before to link to the threads. It could also be Skynes, knots, seams, or phrase. Well, I was thinking those could be more like big city coin. Does that make sense? Of like one of, because it's so flavored. I almost want to associate it with a particular culture on Brink, and then have something a little bit more basic for the tavern. Because it is so good. We spoke about it potentially being like the treasure currency, didn't we? Like if you went into a dungeon, you'd find this like ancient like spool currency in chests and stuff. Heckin' sick. The Hawthorne sounds so ominous. You love it? Perfect. Where would I like the feedback on the short? Oh, that's a good point. Anywhere you'd like, to be honest. I could start a new conversation for like for social media feedback stuff in the tavern. If you want to DM me for now, that could work too. Anything that's like yeah, just the easiest thing. If just typing it in general chatter, if that works, then that works. All good. Fractured your right hand some weeks ago, so you haven't been able to do much. Doing what? No. That sounds awful. You are the Hawthorne. Welcome to a tavern. It's the most like bootleg intro to a location ever. That's fantastic. Hello, I am a Batman. Welcome to the Gotham. Day's going good. Your weekend starts today, so you're very happy with getting to head home early today. Yes. No, I'm glad. Awesome. Oh, with a 19 as well. Hell yeah. Wouldn't ancient currency not be related to threads because it was before Brink was split apart? Yeah, good point. Good point. So close. Off by one, but still 19's not bad at all. Did talk about cursed pirate coins. Could see spools be used like official currency of shipping companies to act as a collateral while cargoes. Ooh, I like that a lot. As like the main trading currency on the weave. Yes. Yeah. I like that a lot. Nautical currency. Yep. Sick. Can do. It's not negative or anything. I figure you mentioned here, make it lost amongst the mist. Appreciated still. No. It does bring up that I should probably have a like a separate conversation for it in the conversations bit. Did only get 2 hours of sleep, but hey, basically everything else is going well. Oh, well, I mean, if you're heading home now-ish, what did you say before? Your weekend starts today, so you're very happy about getting to head home early today. Yeah, okay. So you've got your full day ahead of you, don't you? Heck. Well, hopefully it's not too brutal. And yeah, hopefully the promise of the weekend afterwards helps you to get through the day and crash afterwards. Make sure to look after yourself after, yeah? Let's get rid of this because it's inaccurate now. I probably want to add a bit of like an abstract background to this. What would we go with? Such a wooden expression. I know, kind of moat to save their life. You're making a note of the shipping collateral so you don't forget. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. I should write it down somewhere as well. Bottles, beers, brews of all kind. In the background. Hell yeah. I don't think I asked. How you doing, Digi? How'd you sleep? It's 1:30 right now. Also rather adept at working with temporarily low sleep. Yeah, even still, make sure that you do allow yourself sleep to catch up afterwards. Because I'm greedy, I now really want to illustrate just a little like day in the life of snapshot of Hawthorne behind the bar. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We need to finish my other big illustration first, but the temptation is so strong. Slept as one would sleep for a decent amount of time, and awakes feeling moderately rested. Only can. Oh my god, I love the idea of providing somebody with like a really long-winded response with the interpreted answer being incredibly basic. Like, you doing okay? You well hydrated? I would say that I'm about as well hydrated as one could possibly be if one were to have the average amount of... Oh, that's fantastic. So you're fine, right? You're saying that you had enough to drink? Okay, good. Moving on. We all remember the day without ale. A sorry day. A rabid raccoon had decided to make a nest within the hollow of Hawthorne's head. It's tough. It's tough. What can you do at that point, you know? You've got a raccoon for a face. For a head. For a brain? For a brain. For a brain. I've got a raccoon for a brain, apparently. Same Hawthorne, same. Yeah. It's tough. What can you do? Speaking of not being able to do anything, Biz, you still didn't tell me that, what happened with your hand? Excuse me? Same brain cell. The raccoon speaks through us. I'd like to imagine that it's a Ratatouille type situation. Hawthorne's been acting really strangely today. Yeah, and I should listen to you. Had an altercation with a bench counter. Didn't mean to hit the bench counter. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's rough. You doing okay? You said that you've been off for a little bit of time now. Like how far through the rehabilitation process are you? Somewhat embarrassing. No. These things happen. Like I caught my arm on a door handle. yesterday. I think there's a bruise on me somewhere. These things happen. Hopefully the cast comes off on Friday. Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, as much as we can with a cast on our hand. Nah, my condolences, bud. That sucks. Biz, would you... Biz, would you... Rick. Biz, would you say that your attack got... countered? I'm sorry. No, that's all big. That insensitive. I apologize. But oh, I'm a child. How have you not heard that already? Yes, I'm so happy to be the first. I'm so happy to be the first. Bloody blue plays. I know. Yeah, what's the alternative, Biz? We see that they have like 3 islands available to them, and what? We've just got to sit, what? In fear of the potential? No, we strike anyway. And get countered. You somehow missed it? What did Mahali say? I asked if Biz's attack got countered. As in like in a fighting game where you go to hit somebody and they throw up a counter thing that reverses. I know, it was insensitive, I know. But it was very funny, in my humble opinion. Yeah. Banished to the Shadow Realm. I deserve it. That was low hanging fruit. I mean, you say that, but Biz has also said that he hasn't heard it before. Like, actually. Business Suffering deserves a more clever crack. Yeah, it's the best I had. Biz can attest, I'm not great at puns. It's the only ammunition I had in the barrel. Also, the amount of cancel culture you receive from your partisan fan base is true. But I bounced back stronger than ever. I did what I could. Exactly. My capabilities in the world of puns are limited, but we do what we can. Hashtag cancel Harley. True, I am quite the controversial figure, I will admit. Come here for the controversy. Come here for the controversy and all of my spicy takes, yeah. Spicy takes are the best kind. What always takes me aback is how passionate I am about things that really don't matter. It's always in the it's always in retrospective that I think to myself, like, what did I just spend the last 20 minutes yelling about? Oh, game cartridges. Ah, I see. New title for tonight's stream. Come for the controversy, stay for the cozy vibes. Hot Take Factory, that's the controversy. Yeah. It's why I keep getting cancelled. I'll say something along the lines of Star Wars Episode 8 is actually my favorite Star Wars movie. Cancelled. Again. Cancelled in all caps. Yeah, see, there it is. There it is. Isn't that the bad one? It depends who's asking. You know what? We can have that fight. We can have that fight right now. I legit actually enjoy Star Wars Episode 8 as like the best in the series. People might like despise me for it, but I don't care. It's my favorite when I ignore 9, because the problem with 9 is that it takes all of the goodwill that Episode 8 sets up and for lack of being able to talk about it in any other way, it pisses all of that goodwill into the wind. So if you ignore Episode 9, I really enjoy Episode 8. At least my favorite Star Wars movie isn't ANH2 Electric Boogaloo. A New Hope 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, 7. No, that's a good point. I actually like 8 because 7 exists, though, is the thing. 8 is almost like a what if. 8 is like a, okay, well, if history repeated itself, but then the actors made different decisions, Episode 8 exists, right? Where it's like, okay, the chosen one is not a factor in this particular instance. Like, but it's a really cool like exploration of what other decisions can be made in the Star Wars universe that I love, and it broadens it out to, instead of it all being about one family, it's like, no, it's about like the potential for good, and it broadens it out to like a universe spanning concept, which I love. But then Episode 9, whatever. How are you? The exact same condition you found yourself in could adequately be described by the most ordinary predicament relevant to the assessed state of the... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the idea of like wasting somebody's time with a really mediocre response. You shall post that incomplete drawing of your new Tavern Sona, since you never even finished things anymore. You're fine, did you? You're fine. If anyone doesn't finish things, it's B. Love how I knew which one. Yeah, of course. Must mean that Mahali has reached peak quality. Only the best shows get cancelled. Yeah, exactly. Mahali only went for one season. Cancelled immediately. Is it just because it's where the more gif is from? No. It's from... it's the exploration of... it's the breaking down of the chosen one trope that I love in Episode 8. The idea of like working within a system, not being the right person for the job, but being the person presented with the opportunity to be the right person for the... Like, all of the themes in 8 are heckin' fantastic. And I find it like it's a visually stunning movie. Like the cinematography is beautiful. Yeah, no, I love it. It's really good. Love how this is turning out to be. Yeah, me too. It's fun. Peak Mahality. I have opinions. I'm Mahali. I have opinions. Like him well enough. Just wanted to do more. I mean, you can always come back and do more, right? Or you can treat it as like an introductory concept, and then you can do like a different one from like a different angle or a different like pose, different scenario, whatever brings you joy. You'll have me know that you spent a significant amount of your vocabulary brewing up that long response or making sure it means as usual. I appreciate your coherency. You communicated the point in an incredibly obtuse manner, but that was the assignment. Obtuse but accurate. You think you're cooking with this law? Nothing too heavy, but some of the way the merchant systems build trust in the currency and what anti-fraud systems might look like. Oh, yeah. If you've got a system that you've worked out, please, by all means, lock it in. Can't tell what its eyes are telling you, but you can't help feel that it won't ring hollow, perhaps, if I whisper it in its ear through might echo. Well, that's the thing, is this concept actually originated with the like the little nature spirits from Spirited Away, the ones that have like little hollow seed pod heads where they rotate their head and it makes like the rattling noise. I really like the idea of nature spirits being a little bit more, I don't know, weird. Joy, what is joy? Art is pain, and you are your scars, 29-year-old hair flip. I mean, sure. But we suffer for our art for a reason, right? Whether it's joy or whether it's meaning, whatever it happens to be. Apply your suffering. Apply it. And then for the body itself, it would be a tangled root system, surely, right? Right? Like we could have something akin to a collarbone, but it needs to be woven. And see why Hawthorne became a bartender. Really seems like someone who would serve drinks. How dare you? Not Stranger Things, Vecna Root's body. No, not like... I don't know, actually. I never saw Vecna. So it could be. I don't know. You always say you hate everything, including art. You just hate it less than everything else. That's not true. I've legitimately heard you cackling with joy. You can only lie so much. Actually, I know something that you do legitimately enjoy. And that's like creative ideation. Coming up with clever concepts is your like lifeblood. Let's have a look at Vecna. Much of a muchness. Something like that. Clever concepts at the Clever Concept Company. Yeah, well, I suppose in the same way that you enjoy making an art at the art company. Have I taken my 2-hour break yet? I don't believe so. It hasn't come up yet. It's just because I delayed a little bit on my first hour break. I like this format, by the way. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if there's a preferred method of going about this. But I like the idea with coming into the world building stream with like a little bit of a thesis, like I would like to do this, this, and this, and not have it be a billion things, just like 2 or 3 things, and then try and flesh out those 2 or 3 things within the stream, so that we have like tangible things by the end of it. That way we're not coming up with a lot of ideas, but the ideas that we are coming up with are like really solid. Works really well. Yeah, I think so. Makes world building feel like a focused quest. Yes. Speaking of which, we need to automate it. Gonna head out. Hopefully just take it easy. Have a good rest of the stream. Thanks, Noel. Look after yourself, bud. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck with work today. You got this, okay? You got this. Push through. It's a good idea. Yeah, I think so. I'm anticipating that it'll be just like a once a month thing, like on one of the Wednesdays of the month, we do a bit of world building. It won't be a weekly thing. But it gives us enough frequency with it to slowly but surely flesh out everything. Be prepared when you come to visit. Gonna finally be able to sit yourself at my PC and just go all that. True. Oh. Okay. So you walk over to where the quest was deposited into the wall via knife, and you pick it up. Hilda the Hill Giant is wanting a weapon that suits them. Ooh, okay. Choose at least one challenge. Style. Explorer's scientific... I'm not allowed to comment. I'm not allowed to comment. These are neutral quest readings. These are neutral quest readings. Hilda the Hill Giant is wanting a weapon that suits them. Choose at least one challenge. Style. Explorer's Scientific Journal. Technique. Color only. Detail, use a single light source. Does this seem interesting to you, Jack? It's so interesting. Oh, the scientific journal one. Anyway, does this seem interesting? If so, which of the challenges would you like to commit to? One friendly reminder from our to run ads. Yeah. Yep. Thanks, Tavern. You doing style easy? Yep, I'm good. Good. You declare style. The quill jumps to life. Scrawls your name upon the page. And you embark on the quest. Good luck. Good luck. You got this. Another added benefit of doing these world building streams semi-frequently is that we'll have more fodder. Fodder is not the right word. We'll have more meat and potatoes. We'll go with that. We'll have more meat and potatoes to tie into the quest system. Pardon me. I need to take my break. 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 And yet I still draw. I'm going to take my break. It's been an hour, so I'm going to take my break. I recommend that you do the same if you've been sat for the past hour and you haven't been getting up and moving around. I recommend getting up, move around a little bit, grab water, grab a snack, whatever you got to do. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads in the meantime so we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the next hour. I'll see you soon. Yabby. Hello. I forgot to mention a couple of things. Oops. Oops. And we're back. I forgot to mention a couple of things in the past 2 hours. First thing to mention, terrible at remembering to mention it. If you're looking for something to do creatively across the month, if you're wanting like a fun little prompt to work to, we have a monthly art fair where we do some art, and then at the end of the month we all celebrate it by opening it up on stream and looking at it for the first time and just reveling in everybody's creativity. So if that sounds like fun, all the details for that are in the monthly art fair section down the bottom. The second thing is I have a PO box. I've had a PO box for a little while now, but with the move, I didn't want to introduce any other chaos to the mix. I have a PO box now that is available for people to send stuff through to, because there have been a couple of mentions in the past that people want to send things into the tavern for me to have, I guess, in everybody's infinite generosity. If you like the idea of sending something in to me and me opening it up on stream, and having it here in the background, or potentially, depending on what it is, yeah, I'll have the details for that written up on the Discord tomorrow. I need to figure out a way to have it like permanently viewable, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to have it up somewhere where you'd be able to permanently access it. Like, oh, I want to send something to Bahali. How do I access his PO box? Oh, it's there. But yes, I need to think of a solution for that. But once I have, it'll be hammered into place. But yeah, I needed to set up the PO box for sending out prints anyway. So if it has the added benefit of if things want to be sent in, it's available. Have I tried in print? No, I have not. In print. Oh god, brightness of 1,000 suns. Seems decent. I'd be down if here. Let me have it just up in a tab. I'll have a look into it. Because if that sorts out all of my woes of like print distribution, I'm happy for them to take like a massive slice of my profits. That's completely fine. Yeah, it's just, it was so easy before, but then as soon as I've legitimately been considering just opening up to like domestic shipping, like exclusively for a little bit, just because of how complicated international shipping has gotten. It's quite easy to upload my pieces and then they manage the rest. Just need to show them through my paintings, get approval first. But with my skill level, that's easy peasy. They even let you in. Don't make weird comparisons. But yeah, okay. It's not as massive, you believe. Not sure about Etsy though. Etsy has been mediocre to say the least. I've gotten a couple of big commissions through Etsy, so I've had that benefit. But I'm really wanting to lean into stream, I think. So I'm less interested with giving Etsy a big slice of the pie if it's just going to be for the occasional commission. What Jacob does to Renesmee? Imprint. You should be so sorry, Jade. You should apologize for that. That was atrocious. Just wanted to let me know so I can keep it in mind. Yeah, yes, please. Yeah, thank you. If you've got any other recommendations like that, I'm hacking down. Honestly, good for you. Yeah, no, yeah. Good for you for not understanding the reference. You've returned. Welcome back. Dinner? It hurt your brain to hear how you say that. It hurt my brain to piece it together, to be entirely honest with you, Kels. I'm quite upset at the fact that I did actually recognize it. I'm too invested in the memes, to be honest. If you found out another thing, you let me know. Yeah, yes please. Yes please. Just playing some games with friends. Yeah, fair. Did you win? Surely there's some winning that's happening. Hurt your brain to come up with. How dare. You did win. Put a TV in said game and hit people with it to get money to buy more TVs. I don't understand. Modern gaming will forever escape my understanding. Feel like it's a religion related joke and it's a weak point of view. No. It actually, is it a religion joke? More culty than religion, I suppose. It's not true. It's in reference to Twilight, if you've heard of Twilight. Technically, it's a Mormon joke if you're yeah, with a bit of interpretation. You heard and you're proud of not watching. Yeah, fair. To be honest, they're fine. Like, as much of a stink as people throw about the Twilight movies, like, oh, they're the worst things ever. They're fine. Like, they're the most harmless things. Apart from that one thing that you were making reference to in the joke. Apart from that one thing, they're relatively harmless. Twilight parody movie is the best though. See? Watched all three while starting 3 different medications, so your experience of them is even more fever dreamy than usual. Can you give a summary of the Twilight movies, please? I can't, no, actually. They are nonsensical. Didn't like the first one, passed out from stomach cramps during the second, loved the last one. Yeah, okay. I found the first one to be harmless. It was a movie, it was certainly a movie that exists. You found your next goal for animating stuff, you're thinking? Trying to animate the intro scene of the song Memorized from Unbeatable. It'll probably take you a while, but it's a goal in mind at least. Hell yeah. If you want any tips or tricks for the process, let me know. I don't have like a formalized education in it per se. I've got somewhat of a formalized education in it. Yeah, let me know. I can give whatever like little nuggets of advice that I do have. Make like a little combo in the Discord. Yeah. I've got a recommendation for like how you go about it. I suppose. It's not like the actual animation process itself, like drawing anything, like draw however you like, but I have a recommendation for like how you approach it. Remember that being a talk back when you were children, even when even then it felt stupid for you. No offense to the people who like it, don't like the abusive vampire guy. Not that you don't like vampires, surely do love them, just not that one day. For sure, but like, it's playing into all of the tropes of the genre. Like it's no more harmful than any other like young adult like romance book. Oh, I say that. I actually really recommend a series called Skullduggery Pleasant. If you're wanting that kind of genre, but more into the fantasy occult and less into the like silly relationship decision making stuff, Skullduggery Pleasant is at the top of my recommendation list. When you were a kid, you were reading Agatha Christie novels. Maybe that's why it always sounded meh. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is especially if you're into different genres, like the tropes of other genres sound silly. Skullduggery was like your school's most popular series to borrow from the library. It's heckin' good. I don't want to say I grew up with it. My teenage years were alongside it. It was a good series. Love a good romance book. Guess it was never meant to be for you. Yeah. Which is fine. Like, not every book has to be for everybody. Couldn't get into it no matter how hard you tried. Again, completely fine. It's more if you're looking for that sort of genre, but more into the like fantastical elements rather than the relationship elements. Big fan of romantasy and dark romance novels. Spicy and cool creatures. Heck yeah. Sure. I think there was a time in which I could have enjoyed... I could still potentially enjoy them nowadays, but I think there was a time in which I could have become a fan of that subgenre. But I read too many stupid ones. I read too many ones that were incredibly groan-inducing. Like, no, we can't be together. I'm too dangerous. And it's like, sure, like I just said that it's fine when these things lead into the tropes. They were just, the dialogue was always dumb. The dialogue was really, really, really dumb. And I have an issue with the tropes. I have an issue with people not talking like humans. These are monsters talking. Obviously, they're not going to... You know what I mean? Nobody says something along the lines of, I'm too powerful. Like it just doesn't... When it sounds like a script, it takes me out of it. Or if a character makes decisions that are really stupid just to get the story to progress, that pisses me off. And that was a lot. Like, that happened a lot in those books that I read. Like, I know that we were supposed to be in hiding all this time, but I'm scared of what I could... Like, I could threaten you guys with my strength or whatever, so I ran away from you guys and let all of our enemies know where we are because I ran away. Stupid plot complete, blah, 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 whatever. Love this stream. You can talk about books, fantasy creatures, D&D art. Always feels at home. Of course. It like that's why I'm so hesitant to kind of lean into something super hard. Like this is a D&D stream, or this is a blast stream, or whatever, because it would feel like I'm then boxed into having to talk about something all day. Whenever you talk about one thing all day, surely it drives you insane, right? This is an yeah, true. This is an art stream. Good point. Written a lot of purposely bad stories like that. One of your streamer friends has for the past 2 years gotten you to write terribly cringy fanfic as a redeem in her charity streams. Has to read through them and try not to cringe/laugh. That's fantastic though. That's legitimately fantastic. It's when they're trying to be compelling and it comes across as cringe that I have a bit of an issue. It's a lot of fun. Last year you had a really in-depth Super Mario Bros. X House MD mashup where Bow's MD and Waluigi were gay lovers. Dr. Wilson, what do you think of his condition? I don't know. What's the one that it always isn't? What's the diagnosis that it's always not? I can't remember for the life of me. There was a Twilight/Getaway Kitten I'm shifting parody where the brooding lupus. It was yeah. Wow, I think it's lupus. Oh, it's not lupus. Ah, frick you. Teenager was turning into a Michael Jackson impersonator. Similarly, you could do the same with like an Elvis impersonator. Would be really good. That was the story. Oh, glorious. Some of the funniest lines you've ever written are in those stories, though. Rife for it, though. Speaking of rife for it, 15. Good lord. You just woke up? Good morning. Hope you slept well, bud. It's 2 p.m. It's fine. It's fine. Do you have something that you have to do today? If the answer is no, it's probably fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. You're fine. Don't beat yourself up. I understand it's me saying these words. I recognize the hypocrisy and I choose to ignore it. Okay, let's start while I start finishing up the details for this little guy for Hawthorne. What do we think for currency? Thinking about it, I like the idea of it being a single currency, like a single coin. So instead of it being like a dollar and cent interaction or a copper, silver, gold interaction, I like the idea of it being a single currency, no sub-currency. Yeah, so what do we reckon for visuals for it? And then potentially a name. We're not going with Toots, as amazing as Toots would be. Woke up early, couldn't sleep again, but after a couple of hours got really sleepy, so you set an alarm for a 1 hour nap. Guess you just slept through it. Apparently so. The enabler, we call him. Do all the things. Embrace all devices. $1, $2. It's already taken. Don't have anything today, but you do feel off now. Shiny rocks, acorns. Oh, the temptation to just call them rocks. We could always have the colloquial reference to them be rocks. Like, hey, that's gonna cost you 3 rocks, buddy. Can't just walk away with that product. One of the lines he wrote for the stories was, her eyes were wide like a deer caught in a deer surprise. That's fantastic. Wonderful, absolute abuse of the of the idiom. That's fantastic. I have no idea what we're talking about right now. Of course. Okay, so I'll catch you up to speed. I wanted to tackle 3 things during the world building stream today. First thing is the name of the plains, like the desert, like lowlands area above the Duskwood Hollows. So you've got the Duskwood Hollows, which is the forest underneath with the sinkholes in the ceiling, and then above that, what do you have? Like, what's it called? The second thing was we came up with the character who actually serves the drinks behind the bar. It's a dryad named Hawthorne. This little guy. So that's locked in. That this is canon now. It's Hawthorne who serves the drinks. And then the third and final thing that we're kind of talking about now is what the primary currency for the tavern is. I like the idea of acorns being the... Acorns is a wonderful currency name. Now that I think about it, now that it's settled in. But is that just because I'm a tree gremlin? Like a little forest gremlin? I mean, yes, obviously. But is it only that? Worth about as much as a brass residue. Yeah, exactly. You haven't heard of Flumbus Box? What? Flumbus Bucks. All the kids are trading in it. Another classic snippet. Blush creeps across your face and up your forehead, then down your neck and across your back, skipping your buttocks but encircling your knees. Wait, what are you thinking? You're not like the other girls. You would never fall for such an older woman. Oh, there it goes. Oh, where's it going? Oh. He suggested for a staff you like to collect just cause of seeing the dryad. Yeah, but like the idea of saying like that'll be 3 acorns, please, is just so good. I don't know why. It tickles my fancy. Really love that the surface is desolate plains. Me too. Because if you have it be like a forest that's dense with stuff, it kind of like, I can see it, like there's forest above and forest below, but it makes the forest below a little less special. Whereas if you have the desolate plains above, it kind of hides it has a similar feeling to like moons and planetoids and stuff in space that are like ice on the surface, but then have maybe like a biome underneath. It kind of alludes to like a flourishing ecosystem hidden from the world above. I like that that feeling a lot. It clicks really, really nicely. Acorns are good. I like it. I do like acorns. But we wouldn't have them be like gold acorns though. I think that would be a step too far. What would the actual currency look like? Thinks he's smooth like peanut butter. He's not smooth like any like any butter. He's crunchy like crunchy peanut butter, or really off normal butter. I feel as though authors don't do that enough. Authors don't dwell into the mind of like a goofy person. I don't know how else to say it. Like somebody who's like thought process kind of falls over itself a little bit. the thing is, I understand why they do it. It's because they want it to be a pleasant reading experience. And if you're falling over the sentences of somebody like failing to put stuff together, it's not as like smooth, but that's the fun bit. Most of your writing is like serious cowboy fantasy, so doing this kind of less serious stuff is great release. Yeah, that's what I tend to find is it gives you an excuse to just have fun. Not to say that you don't have fun with the usual whatever you do, but there's a degree of, I don't know, being able to let loose a little bit. You got the yarn you needed Monday, finishing up the chickens, made the bodies of the bats, and now you're just going to make the heads for them. Nice. Natural 20 didn't go astray. No, I'm glad to hear that you got the... Hello? Hi, Pond. Hi. Grab your floaties, steady your boats, because the Pond Patrol is splashing in with positivity, love, and big energy. Hell yes. How you doing? How was stream? Hi. How'd you go? What'd you get up to? You were streaming art? Nice, nice, nice. Was great. You finished an OC art of yours? Hell yeah, that's awesome. If you've got a copy of it on hand, I would love to see. No stress though, because I know that it's a little bit of a process to like get things in like a postable form. But if you've got any artwork that you'd like to share, we'd love to see. Hope you guys brought acorns so you can buy drinks at the tavern. That seems to be the direction that it's going in. You're throwing my server? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give me a shout when you have. I'll go give it a look. But yeah, that's... I'm glad that you had a good time. My usual spiel. If you've got a raid and run to look after yourself after stream, like grab food, decompress, grab some water, stretch, whatever it happens to be, I insist that you look after yourself first and foremost. But if you want to hang out for a bit, happy to have you. We are working on Tavern lore today. It's been a little while since we've done it. I want to turn it into a more regular thing, at least once a month. But with today's stepping back into it, I feel like we've kind of ended up with a format that really works, where we start with almost like a mission statement, like we're going to do this, this, and this. And then not only do we explore the concepts, but then we come up with like some art for it as well. I think is heckin' cool. So I'm down to... Oh, actually, you know what? Speaking of, let's quickly jot this down. Acorns. What do they look like? That's locked in. Acorns. I mean, unless an alternative comes to bash. Hi. Hi, Ashes. How you doing? Tazzy, hello? Excuse me? Bites? Hello? Welcome in, everyone. How you doing? Triple rate. Good lord. How you doing? How are your streams? Sorry, let me deal with this. I need to give you the attention that you deserve one by one. So we'll take this one at a time. Hi Ashes, welcome in. How you doing? How is your stream? I hope you had a good time. This is to everybody who's come in. If you've got any work that you'd like to share from your streams, I would love to see, either directly from the stream that you just had or from your body of work as a whole. Please feel free to send something in, either directly in the chat or the Discord, whatever works for you. I hope you had a good time. Welcome in, everyone. What's happening? We're being raided. Just don't swing the chairs around, okay? They're fragile. Should just feel myself giving my usual spiel so people raid or follow. I could just hit the button. No, I don't want to automate it. I'll automate many things, but this in particular, I feel is I have to do myself. But yes, if you haven't met me before, hi, I'm Harley. I'm a fantasy illustrator. So I do scenes, landscapes, portraits, character design, creature design, all the fantasy stuff, really. If you like fantasy, you might like it here. You do art. Would you be able to? Yes, please. Send it in. Yes, please. Repo fun? Hell yeah. Did you win? I'm not familiar with Repo. I'm so sorry. Is there like a run me through it? Can you win in Repo? Is it a game that you can win in? But yes, Ashes, Azzy, and Bites. Thank you very much for your raids. Welcome in. Same as what I was saying before to Pond. If you've got a raid and run to look after yourself, food, water, decompress, de-stress, starfish on the floor. If you've got to look after yourself, I insist that you do so. I insist that you drop everything and go look after yourself first and foremost. But if you want to hang out for a bit, happy to have you. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look. This one's from Tassie. Ooh. OC character design? Yes, no, maybe so. So bright. Yes, no, maybe so. There's no winning, only survival. Okay. So it's a like get as far as you can get type of game, right? It's like Lethal Company. No, don't say another game that I haven't played. Now I seem like a jerk because you've given me an alternative. You'd be like, don't worry about Harley. Here, this one instead. Have you played Call of Duty? And I'm sitting here going, I've heard of Call of Duty. It's you've got guns. You've got guns. That's the one, right? It's chaos and so much fun. Oh, I'm glad. Starfish on the floor. Well, I mean, self-described. Someone else's OC commissioned in your style. Hell yeah. No, it's super good. It's really well done. Like, completely, like a completely different skill set to mine. So I'll forever be jealous of like character artists. I can't do like the chibi look. I can't do like the really clean lines and like implied texture work. I can't do any of that. So incredible. Thank you for sharing. I like a lot. I love how bold the gloss is in the eyes. It really pops forward and makes you focus on the eyeballs first and foremost. Heck yeah. Lake's work is in Discord. Oh, let's have a look. Sudoku, that's the one with the guns. I've seen what Sudoku does. Don't belittle me. Ooh, Lake. Hell yeah. So bright. Why do I keep flashbanging myself? That's so good. I mean, speaking of character work, like, again, a completely different skill set to mine. So I'm envious of the skill. Really, really, really well done. I like the metallic texture that you've gone with. The reflections are really, really nicely done. Really strong expression though, as well. Oh, nice. Like. Thank you for sharing. Whereas you wish you could be more flowy and sketchy and realistic. Realism is overblown. Realism schmealism? Pish posh. It's so overly popular for no reason. Really like the hair and eyes. Now's the part where I share my own my tavern pieces so they know where they are now. Oh yeah, but I did. I did the thing where it showed and then the carousel of the images flowing through and stuff. You've got a point though. Like you can find my stuff on Insta, but blah blah blah. Oh, the tavern. Oh, right. This one. I'm showing this one. This is the one that's in the works at the moment. Yeah, this is the one that's in the works at the moment. I've been toiling away at it. It's almost done. Get there. We've got some mushrooms in the foreground now. Oh, how lovely. Lovely. Getting there. That's the piece that you rated into last time? Yeah, I've put it to the side for now because it's taken too long. So I need to pick away at it in my downtime. Because if I sit there like toiling over it, it's just not going to shift. I need to give it space to breathe. Realism? No thanks. My phone has a camera. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I was working on the water. Yeah, the water's more or less done at this point with the reflections and stuff. I'm pretty happy with... It's a piece that exists. I'm at a stage with it where I'm just hypercritical, so I shouldn't spend too much time looking at it. Nah. It's fine, don't worry about it. Don't slap me lovingly. Help. In terms of what we're doing today, sorry, completely zoned out for a second. In terms of what we're doing today, it's a world building stream. So this here tavern exists in the world of Brink, and slowly but surely, speaking of chipping away, we're slowly chipping away at like the mysteries of Brink to kind of flesh out the world a little bit more. So I've come into the stream with a bit of a to-do list. Like I've got 3 things listed out that I want to tackle by the end of the stream today, and we've more or less nailed it. We've got options. We should probably nail down exactly. You know what, Billy? Do you want to lock in the Daybreak Drylands and Brightmoor Prairie as the 2 options for the plains? And we'll get that voted on now before end of stream as well. You don't want to because you don't want to lose? Yeah, you could do it. You could do it. I believe in you. So just to clarify, it's Daybreak Drylands and Brightmoor Prairie as the 2. I'm a slap you neutral. It's okay. You're also hypercritical of my art. Thank you, Tichi. You're always in my corner. Thank you. Daybreak Drylands and Brightmoor. There's an M after the T. Don't worry, you'll be a benevolent victor. Okay, the poll is up. If you have an opinion on what the name of the area above where the tavern is, so we've got the Duskwood Hollows, which is the forest that the tavern exists in. We've got a plains, like a big desolate wasteland that exists above the Duskwood Hollows. We're deciding on the name now. Get your votes in, and whoever wins, we're locking it in. What should we call this prairie? Well, it's more bright, isn't it? Brightmoor Prairie. Wonder who voted against you right away. Who's to say? Where's the poll? It should be in the chat up the top. It should be like a little highlighted bar up the top that you can click on. Or like tap on, or whatever format you're in. Might be behind the pinned comment. Yeah, potentially. Would you be able to momentarily pull the pinned comment, Billy, if that gives people access to the poll? Sorry to have you doing jumping jacks, but you weren't doing my job. Well, that's what I'm saying. Sorry for getting you to do your job. Sincere apologies. You're a Brightmoor Prairie kind of Ottoman. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I should. I do have an opinion, so I should probably share it. I like this one. I like them both. Let me be clear. I prefer one over the other. Also like them both. Yeah, they're pretty good, right? Now that we've got Hawthorne identified, how do we feel about when people order a drink? Because right now it's the cheers emote that turns up, right? Whenever anybody orders a drink. How do we feel about the idea of like a little like dryad wooded hand coming up with a drink or something? How would we incorporate? I would like to incorporate Hawthorne, I think, like directly into the stream. Maybe some people call it one thing, and some others from the other edge call it the other. Yeah, potentially so. This will be to decide what, like, generally it's called. Like, most people in the tavern would understand that it's called this. But hey, if you want to hold on to the other term as, like, that's what it's referred to in blank, completely fine. Now that you know how to make WebSocket integrations, think you might be able to make a live poll widget. Ooh, that'd be cool. Since I said desolate, you like the one with dry in it? It's dry in it. Yeah, I mean, hey, it works. Hi Logic, how you doing? Hi Katya, welcome in. You're late? No, a wizard is never late. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Brightmoor really sounds like some kind of abusive military academy for high elves. We only expect the best for Brightmoor. No, early. Exactly. How are we? Yeah, we're doing good. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good. The world building has been a mighty success, Katja. It's been a mighty success. The previous versions of the world building streams have been a little bit aimless is not quite the right word. They've been a little bit structureless in the sense that they're kind of wibbly wobbly all over the place. Whereas I feel like we've got a bit of structure now, but it doesn't feel too stiff. Because we outlined like, well, I outlined 3 things that I wanted to cover today. And then we were kind of able to freeform talk about them throughout the stream, which has been good. Restarted the current challenge for the 4th time. It's all good. If it helps at all, please think of it less as like a competition and more of a an excuse to just do something fun. I don't want there to be stress associated with the monthly art fair. Still unhappy with what you're painting, but at least you can manage the force through some exercise. Remember to have fun. Animal Crossing Isabelle style with happy eyes. Impossible idea for Hawthorne, have them pop up in the corner and have a speech bubble welcoming in the raiders and their viewers. Yeah, potentially so. Yeah. Hawthorne doesn't necessarily need to be exclusively drinks. It's not stress, just have an amazing idea that your brain cannot put into action. Yeah, that's fair. If it helps at all, remember that you can always like have multiple attempts at a concept. So you can have like a go at the concept like where you're at now in terms of skill level, and then you can wait. You can like work on other stuff for a year and then come back and reattempt it at your next like level of skill and give it another go. Gonna need a Meemopper Waller doll creation myth at some point. Just something to keep in mind. I mean, I can think of two troublemakers who both indulge in creation stories on the regular that would absolutely adore that task. Meme Upper Wally doll, that's a word that you've never heard. It's Digi has ascribed it to the Tavern keep as like a god of creativity or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tavern Keeper is the avatar. Ah, I understand. Ooh, okay. Daybreak Drylands. Let's suck it in. Daybreak Drylands, but I'll hold on to this image. When doing the write-up, I can add Brightmoor Prairie as an alternate name for like other areas in the world, making reference to it. Because Mahali needs a job too. No, don't make me do more work. I'd like to kick back and do nothing, please. Check on the sandwich shop. Ooh, it's tough. It's been a little while, so the stock is a bit stinky. You might need to replace some of the ingredients. That's aging process? No, you don't understand. The salami is fermenting. What one? The Daybreak Drylands one. But I will be adding the Brightmoor Prairie as an alternate name that other other areas of Brink refer to it as. Almost sounded like I was whistling Star Wars. I hate that movie. What did I vote for? I voted for Daybreak, yeah. Attack of the Clones. If we ever get a live action Tavern, I think Jim Carrey would suit Hawthorne's look. You're just saying that because of the mask. I mean, fair, but still. Fellow Star Wars hater, you know you love me for a reason. I said it in jest. I do like Star Wars, although my enjoyment of it has been mellowed over the years because the fan base is atrocious. To have a movie where Mahali narrates, would that be any good? I'd be bored. I'd want to draw the whole time. Is it Padme and Annie's wedding music you're thinking of? What the one where they get married but it's super sad? Like it's super sad music throughout. Yeah, I can kind of picture it in my head, but with the Tavern music in the background, it's butchering it. I thought that I was saying I hated Attack of the Clones. I think Attack of the Clones is the weakest Star Wars. No, that's not true anymore. Is the second weakest. Is the second weakest Star Wars movie. Episode 9 has it beat, which is an impressive feat, but they managed to do it. At least Episode 2 was a movie that had ideas. And was not incredibly stupid. It was pretty stupid, but not incredibly so. Usually just cram it in a day or the day before. I have a session a week and half of that early is starting to get rid. Right. In terms of prep. I have learned to fear the last minute prep. So much so that it forces me to prep early. Like the fear of doing last minute prep forces me to do it like a few days beforehand. Quality gonna be crazy. Hate Star Wars. It's dry course and it gets everywhere. Yeah, I can understand why. Like there are things that I like just because world building is fun and Star Wars does world building. But in terms of like, I wouldn't say that it's the type of cinema that I enjoy. My favorite kind of cinema is like the Knives Out side of cinema, where there's like a bit of schlockiness to it, but like it's well written and the dialogue is snappy and it has like clever twists and turns and stuff. Am I keen to get back into Subnautica this week? We'll see how I go. I'd like to play Subnautica, I think, but we'll see. It'll depend on some things. I'll tentatively say yes, but we'll see how we go. Bad attempt to create a system to transcribe the melody of the episode. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Doesn't help that your players usually love the sessions you wing, aren't as excited about the ones that you work super hard on. I mean, what you could attempt to do is understand like why they enjoy the improv and try and incorporate some of that into your session planning. Not in terms of like trying to write down preemptively the improv, but just like understand what is good to wing and what is good to plan. Shouldn't have added the twig details until I'd rendered out the lighting on the material of the poncho, but that's okay. You know what? I can just do those twigs again. So let's just do this. This is looking nice. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm wanting to do more of these, I think, where there's not a sense of like needing to 100% it. But I get it looking nice, you know, presentable. They just love your NPCs that you pull out of your ass when they catch you off guard with dumb ideas. Well, that could be fine. Like, you can set aside real estate to be like, okay, pull out NPCs randomly, you know, wherever needed. But then in terms of plot hooks, maybe you plan out plot hooks, or maybe areas like towns or something you plan out, or whatever it happens to be. It was the one you were thinking of, Across the Stars. Hey, there you go, boom. It's the one that goes, if I can try and overpower the tavern music. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. My brain's being butchered by music. I can think of like one of the musical progressions in it. It's the da, da, da. But that's it. Everything else just becomes wishy-washy with the other music playing. Love the mask. It looks really nicely wooden. Yeah, no, I'm really pleased with how it's come along. My initial thought was like maybe ghost for the barkeep, but I'm glad that we ended up with like nature spirit. I don't know. It has a little bit more funkiness to it. Brightmoor Academy for wayward children. For the psychically gifted. If you want to hold on to that one, chuck it into the world building combo. So I've got it on hand. Always love the nature spirit. I know, right? It's just if they don't want me to go with nature spirits every time, they wouldn't make nature spirits so heckin' good. Brightmoor cave for children who like caves. What a lovely facility you have here. Did just remember we talked about a dwarf in a barrel. Yep. They wouldn't. How dare you? Yes, full points. Full points acquired. But yes, I feel like this is a much stronger visual. At least for me, like it locks into place with a more satisfying click than the dwarf in the barrel. I like them. Yeah, me too. It goes Na 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 na. No, commit. Da na 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 na. Da 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 na. I'm ashamed. I got part of it. I know. It. The thing is, I need it in my brain because I've got the drop and then the swell and that's it. That's all I've got in my brain. I can't think of the rest of the shape of the music. Bereldorf could be stockier or just one of the regulars. Yeah, that's true. Like, it could always be somebody present in the tavern. Doesn't need to necessarily be a main player. Between both of my rendition, it seems I remember exactly 2 notes of the song. Perfect. And that's why we do these experiments, to dig into the archives of my brain to find 2 notes. The problem is, every time I try and think of it, all I can think of is... It's the only thing that I can think of, and it's not that. So my brain keeps like chucking the baby out with the bathwater. Out goes all the music. Very different. Agreed. Yes, correct. The Mahali musical archives were a bit dusty and not well organized. May you get a birthday wishes. Yes, of course. Sorry, you did mention on Discord yesterday. Happy birthday, Katja. Happy birthday. I hope you've had a wonderful day so far. Sorry. You are completely correct. You gave me forewarning and everything. You're 33 and you feel like you're back as if you're 66. Back in time. Same movie, or is that episode 1? Bad Star Wars fan of this. No. It's it's the theme. It's Luke's theme, or the Forced theme, or whatever it is. Happy birthday. Yeah, I feel as though confetti is in order. You always forget. Yeah, I'm just I can't even say my memory isn't what it used to be. My memory is always garbage and always has been garbage. Oh, Nelly. What do we reckon? Do we like Hawthorne? I like Hawthorne. I like Hawthorne a lot. I reckon Hawthorne's great. I couldn't have come up with them by myself. It's only due to the wonderful influence of you all that I've been able to come up with such a wonderful character. You're a contrarian. Give a birthday curse. A birthday curse? A curse of a long life? A curse. It is the original. It is the original trilogy. Gonna have that bit of the score stuck in your head. Oh, guys, welcome to my plight. Life unending. I love the idea of a curse upon you, a curse of forever life. The other person going, oh, sweet, that sounds awesome. Wait, no. Stop. Come back. No, there's actually a curse of something else. No, too late. You already gave me a curse of forever life. No. This sucks. Curse of life unending is the long con. It grows in power as it goes on. Yeah, for sure. But we're talking like hundreds of years, if not thousands. But in forever terms, that's a drop in the bucket. You want a long life, but not forever life? I don't know. I reckon I could do some incredible art if I had forever. I would, by default, be the greatest artist of all time. Muhaha. Power of like I won the battle of attrition. I outlast all the other artists. But eventually, hearts, yeah. Harder than any curse, for sure. A magical rainbow. Is that a Nyan cat? Oh no, it is a skipping rainbow caterpillar? What a wonderful emote. You're a Jedi? Yeah, hell yeah. I reckon we don't really need to do much more than that for this here Hawthorne. I reckon that's done the job. There are certainly elements that could be spruced up a little bit more, but that's not the point of this image. The point of this image is to just give like a snapshot, right? It's a rabbit. Is it a rabbit? There's a very short rabbit ears. How does that work exactly though? Do you become more immortal as the time progresses? I believe it's full immortality from now, but I think Digi's making reference to the fact that you go more and more insane as time goes on. Can we get a logo for Brightmoor Academy? We'll have to pin that for the next world building, I think. Thinking this crystal is probably crystal. Oh no. Crystal falls out. Pay that no mind, eh? You need a Jedi help, I help. Rainbow sheep is the emote. There we go. Sheep it is. Consider me quite sheepish for not getting that right the first time. Let's check to see if maybe adding... maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit of... Yeah. And then I need to chuck a signature in there somewhere at some point. I did an art. I'm so happy. I haven't done an art in so long. It sounds more suspicious if you pronounce it Jedi. General Grievous voice. Jedi skull. Oh, dearie dear. Congrats on my art. Thank you. I'm happy. Here, let me quickly tuck a little signature down the bottom. Maybe a little bit of green. A little desaturated green, like purple, maybe? Purple. Website I shared when I was doing the study in landscape. There's a lot of nice references there. Got sick of Pinterest. Happy there's something else there. Yeah, I'm glad that you found it to be useful. I don't use it as much as I ought to. Hopefully I start using it more often with the regular study streams. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we can all go through like improvement stuff together. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. Just popping back in to wish me a good night, Mahali. Catch you later, man. Yeah, you too, bud. Sleep well. Speaking of wish you a good night, that's me done for tonight. That's me done for tonight. That was 3.5 hours. I was only planning to go for 3, so we've had a little bit of extra credit. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope you had fun. I know I did. I'm going to hold on to this format for the World Building Wednesdays. It's not going to be every Wednesday. It'll just be like once a month thing. But this format of nominating, we're going to talk about like a couple of things and then illustrate something in particular. I think I'm going to keep that. I think that works phenomenally. Quick little reminder that we've got the monthly art fair running at the moment. So if you want to get your creation in and ready to be shown by the end of May, you've got so much time. You've got so much time, but better start early than regret not starting it. Better start early rather than regret starting it late. But yeah, all the details for that are at the bottom of the Discord in the monthly art fair channel. Otherwise, have an excellent rest of your day or night, depending on where you are. Thanks for hanging out. Look after yourselves, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.